like metal aside, I don't even think that like Codes is like extreme at this point. But what's the most like extreme music currently going?
What is the most extreme music? Long podcasts made by normies. So it's the most extreme music going on. Yeah. Do you know that fucking, you know the guy, his name is Saunderson, and he's the guy who's like crying, the screaming actor. Yeah. I listened to a 2-hour interview on a podcast with him. It was, I was fucking mental. It was like, I couldn't believe how long it was. It was like listening to a fucking like White House album or something. It was like 2 hours in, and the guy interviewing is like, getting all those followers in, it must have been like, it must have been crazy, right? And he's like, yeah, it was, but I'm really happy to be sharing my work with people. He also has kind of had like a bit of a gnarlier life than I expected.
Yeah.
But I think that is like, what I find extreme is like, or listening to like the James English podcast, and it's like a fucking 2-hour interview with like some guy that's just lying about being in the fucking SAS for like 2 hours. And like, that's what's extreme to me.
I think, so, I mean, the TikTok dude, what's his name again?
Saunderson, yeah.
He's like the pitch perfect example, one of those guys who like, just through sheer virality, like came to a very like dim understanding of the fact that he's perceived as funny, but it had no prior awareness of it. Who did this thing like with total earnestness.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's secretly like a proper artist. I think
he's an outsider. He's an outsider artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an absolute fucking outsider artist. Like the fucking Daniel Johnston. Like he's this interview with him is quite good, where he talks about like, he says that basically he works with children with really severe learning disabilities and behavioural disabilities. So he said that he was an alcoholic working in the bar, and then COVID started and he was working in like a boys' home, and it was really difficult, and he was working there all the time, and he was like, yeah, I think like a lot of that kind of found its way into the videos. So him like screaming, pretending to be like a guy in like a hotel being shot at. It's like his
like a cathartic outlet.
Yeah, it's like his outlet for dealing with like a young boy that's had like a really, really horrible thing happen to him, and has developed like a behavioural disorder. But yeah, he is a proper fucking that side of artist.
Wow. Wait, so he's not like a failed actor or anything like that?
He is a failed actor.
Yeah.
He is, what was it? He went to drama school. And then he fucking was working, like classic, like working hospitality, trying to get gigs, I think did some bits. And then I think he like moved outside of London, ended up managing hospitality, said he became essentially an alcoholic.
Right.
Then he started a business with somebody where they were teaching drama and like filming things with people. And this is how he got his skills. Even though I think he's still done on the phone, this is how he got his knowledge of like camera performance. And then, just making like total outsider art. Like he's, unaware that he's, which is better, I think, if he was kind of more...
Less cynical.
Yeah, he's like Burial. He's doing like anti-bullying art.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, I don't know, anyway, he's doing his thing, he's very good, I personally very interested in these kind of really long fucking podcasts. I think that's some of the most extreme shit. Just listening to these people just say like, just fucking nothing. Like, have you guys listened to James English podcast?
Yeah.
It just, again, like, he has people on, he's just like...
Which one's James English?
He's a Scottish guy. People describe like, this guy would be like lying about being an SS, and he was like, yeah, well, I was hearing people shooting at me, and he'd be like, oh, what's up? Feel the big man. And it's just like, it's such a non-fucking question.
Did you listen to the one he did with the guy who did all the research about Madeleine McCann?
No, I haven't done that.
That's a two-part, man. I did at least 3 hours of that when I started my job. Yeah, so good.
No, I've not gone down the Madeleine.
Trust me, do it. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, fuck.
He was like, this guy was like, filming the McCanns and like sending them threatening texts.
Jesus
Christ.
Saying like, I know you killed your daughter and all this type of stuff.
Wait,
It's
Charles
amazing.
Verni, what do you think happened to Madeleine McCann?
Oh my God.
I'll say what I'll refer back to my dad again because he talked about tells I'm going to take his stance on it, which he thinks they didn't do it, but they were doing something they shouldn't have been doing while she went missing.
Right.
People said they were having an orgy or something like that.
People have said this.
Yeah.
Damn.
People have said that they were maybe swingers.
I got to listen to this podcast, man.
Which
But I didn't know that from
I
the
don't know
podcast.
if he says that in that. I've heard that irrespective of this, is that they were swingers. I don't know if maybe the idea of like multiple families being on holiday to people. I don't know. You know the loneliness epidemic we have.
Yeah.
Maybe it's got to a point where the idea that like 4 like families from Newcastle could go on holiday at the same time together. It's like, well, they must be fucking. It's like, you know, we're like fucking like normies. It's like I'm at school and you talk to like a woman or whatever, and they'd be like,
"Whoa,
is that your girlfriend?" Like, you know, So I don't know.
Dude, normies love doing that.
I was at work today, and this guy I work with, who's going into the army soon, so maybe he'll be on James English in the future. I had this like 90s dancehall mix on the speakers. I was just working away, and he's like, "Oi, big night tonight then." He was like, "You going walkabout?" I was like, what do you mean, man? He's like, "You've got the party tunes on." I was just like, "Oh, Ben,
That's fire.
Yeah, I was like, "Ben K, you fucking savage."
Yeah, absolutely.
So you remember how you mentioned Lewis Saunderson? Was it Lewis Saunderson?
Yeah.
Like working with kids with emotional disorder?
Yes.
What if instead of emotional disorders, there was emotional hors d'oeuvres, and you're like melancholically serving appetizers?
What? So this hors d'oeuvres. What does it? Oh, as in they're serving these hors d'oeuvres. And and so what?
Dis hors d'oeuvres, dat hors d'oeuvres.
What are the theme of the appetizers again? Huh? What was the theme of the appetizers again?
So it's emotional. Instead of emotional disorders, it's emotional dis hors d'oeuvres.
These hors d'oeuvres.
These hors d'oeuvres.
So you're serving.
You're serving some of that hors d'oeuvres.
Dis hors d'oeuvres, dat hors d'oeuvres. When you're serving them kind of like melancholically, that's where the emotional aspect.
A classic thing you see on television is, right, chef goes to like a prison or whatever, and they're like, these guys are like jail for fucking doing whatever, we're going to get them to cook. Mm-hmm. So he's been doing a good thing.
Chekhov sandwich.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a club sandwich or like...
I said Chekhov sandwich.
Oh, we're pushing a Chekhov sandwich.
No, dude, that's disgusting.
Like the playwright.
Yeah, Chekhov sandwich.
But like Chekhov's gun, is it like a play on Chekhov's gun?
That's the...
What
These hors d'oeuvres, Chekhov's sandwich.
So Chekhov's gun is just kind of, it's just kind of like a device in theater.
Right, okay.
But instead of it,
Right, okay. I actually...